Let's turn our sights to the Middle East respiratory syndrome situation here in Korea. Today is the 14th day without reports of additional MERS cases, and there have been no fatalities for 8 days. The health ministry says the number of people diagnosed with the virus remains unchanged at 186, and the death toll is flat at 36. 136 of those diagnosed with MERS have completely recovered and been discharged from hospitals. As of today, 68 people are in isolation following possible exposure to the MERS coronavirus. That's 98 fewer than the day before. Since Korea's first MERS case on May 20th, 16,625 of the nearly 16,700 who have been isolated for possible infection have been released after being cleared of infection. Korea's MERS fatality rate stands at 19.4%. The vast majority of people who died after contracting the disease, or 91.7%, had pre-existing conditions such as cancer of heart, lung, or kidney problems.
Politics, and it has been a busy day for one of Korea's lesser-known parties. The country's left-wing minor opposition Justice Party on Saturday elected a new leader for a 2-year term. The winner is two-time lawmaker Shim Sang-Jung, who has vowed to stabilize the party and firm up its position in parliament. Shim beat former party chief No-hae Chan in a runoff vote, garnering more than 52% of votes from party members. The Progressive Party has been struggling to forge its own identity with just 5 lawmakers on its roster. The Justice Party will hold an official ceremony to announce the result on Sunday. South Korea's rival parties are at loggerheads over a probe into allegations the nation's spy agency used a sophisticated hacking program to snoop on citizens. Now, the main opposition party wants full disclosure, but the ruling party says some data needs to remain classified for the sake of national security, and Parliament should instead be focused on getting the economy back on track. Sang-Jung reports.
South Korea's National Intelligence Service has agreed to disclose records on how it used a hacking program bought from a private firm based in Italy. The nation's 2 rival political parties have different opinions about what should happen next, considering claims the NIS could have used a program to tap smartphones in South Korea. In a statement released on Saturday, the ruling tentative party called on the main opposition party to stop pushing the spy agency to expose everything, saying it was making the public nervous and could slow down business at the National Assembly. The ruling party urged the New Politics Alliance for Democracy to focus on passing government's multi-billion-dollar supplementary budget plan aimed at reviving the economy, instead of hounding the NIS. It says the interference could affect the spy agency's ability to monitor North Korea, which is the reason the NIS gave for pursuing the hacking program in the first place. The main opposition party says the ruling party should stop shielding the intelligence agency, adding that the public has already lost trust in the NIS. A special parliamentary commission for the investigation had the ruling tentative party called on the main opposition party to stop pushing the spy agency to expose everything, saying it was making the public nervous and could slow down business at the National Assembly. The ruling party urged the New Politics Alliance for Democracy to focus on passing government's multi-billion-dollar supplementary budget plan aimed at reviving the economy, instead of hounding the NIS. It says the interference could affect the spy agency's ability to monitor North Korea, which is the reason the NIS gave for pursuing the hacking program in the first place. The main opposition party says the ruling party should stop shielding the intelligence agency, adding that the public has already lost trust in the NIS. A special parliamentary commission for the investigation, headed by An Chol-soo, a former presidential candidate and founder of a well-known antivirus firm, has asked the NIS to submit all the raw data it has to the National Assembly. The head of the spy agency admitted this week that the NIS had purchased the program, but critics accused the agency of using it to illegally monitor the South Korean public. Officials say the 2 parties will discuss plans next week on launching a field investigation. They also plan to visit NIS headquarters before the end of the month. 송지선, 아리랑 뉴스.
Thanks for tuning in to Business Daily. I'm Lee Ji-yoon in Seoul. Before we get started, let's see what we have lined up for you this morning. Have you planned your summer vacation getaway? We tell you some of Korea's hot summer travel spots as local businesses try to reach out to more visitors this year. They're not only cute, but they're also becoming more popular among people who live alone. Many vegetables are seeing a surge in sales this year. We have these stories and more coming right up. Korea's producer price index has held steady with figures from last month showing no significant change from May. The Bank of Korea says June's index stood at 101.8, posting a 3.6% drop on year. Prices had been on a slide since 2013 on the back of falling oil prices before inching up slightly in May. The price of coal and petroleum products in June edged up 0.9% on month, while the price of agricultural goods fell. The producer price index is typically reflected in consumer prices in 1 or 2 months. Daewoo Shipbuilding and Marine Engineering has maintained its title as the world's top shipbuilder in order backlog for the 8th consecutive month. That's according to London-based market researcher Clarkson Research Services, which said that Daewoo's Okpo shipyard logged 8.8 million compensated gross tonnage in accumulated order backlog in June, bypassing Hyundai Heavy Industries again since November. The company has received orders worth $3.5 billion so far this year. Korea's National Pension Service is set to announce reform measures of the institute this coming Tuesday and lay out plans to restructure its operations. Korea Institute for Health and Social Affairs will discuss the government's plans on overhauling fund management and governance. It reportedly will include plans on establishing the Fund Management Center as a state-run institute and raising the current status of the Fund Review Committee. The newly struck Iran nuclear deal, if everything goes to plan, will no doubt help Korean companies to restart business activities with Iran. And our Shin Se-min takes an in-depth look at some of the potential impact that this historic agreement could have on the local economy.